The knock came at 2:14 a.m. Not a neighbor, not an accident. 3 raps, measured, deliberate, like someone rehearsed them. When I opened the door, no one stood there, only an envelope, its edges damp from the night air. My name scrawled in ink. Inside, a single photo. Her, my girlfriend of 4 years. The one who whispered forever into my chest. And beside her, my father. Their hands weren't touching, but the closeness was enough. Too much. They were in a restaurant across town. She was laughing. He was leaning in, his mouth a little too close to hers. I stared at it until the paper shook in my hands. Not from the wind, from me. I folded it back into the envelope. I didn't speak, didn't curse, didn't throw it into the fire. I just sat, cold, silent. But inside, something began, a calculation. At breakfast, she kissed me like nothing had happened, like my lips weren't carrying the taste of betrayal I hadn't yet named. Her phone buzzed on the counter. She reached for it too quickly, her laugh forced when I looked. "Work stuff," she said. Work didn't text at midnight. Work didn't make her cheeks flush when I asked nothing at all. My father called that evening, his voice warm, casual. "Proud of you, son. You're holding life together." I wanted to ask, whose life? Instead, I told him I'd visit soon. He said, "Bring her along." The pause afterward told me everything. He hadn't meant to say it. A picture. A slip of words. A silence stretched too far. Proof? Not yet. But suspicion? That was already a living thing in me. I didn't rage. I observed. Her phone left on the table one night, face down. I lifted it. Wrong passcode twice. On the third, it opened. Muscle memory had betrayed her. Messages. Deleted threads, but fragments remained. Times. Places. Next time. No one will know. I screenshotted, sent them to myself, deleted the evidence. My hands didn't even tremble. 2 days later, I drove past the hotel near the interstate. Her car was parked outside. Not near the lobby, but tucked against the side. A deliberate choice. I didn't stop, I didn't confront, I simply memorized the time. At night, I ordered a DNA test online. The kit arrived in a plain white box. Her hairbrush was enough. I played my role perfectly. I cooked dinner. I smiled when she laughed. I asked about her day. She leaned into me, unaware her skin carried the scent of another man's cologne I knew too well. My father's. The calculation sharpened. Numbers aligning. Pieces falling into place. The results came in 3 weeks later. Not about paternity, about genetics. My DNA against his. And the truth split me open. He wasn't my father, not by blood, and she knew. I confronted her without raising my voice. I laid the paper on the table. "What's this?" I asked. She read it. Her face drained of color. "I can explain." No, she couldn't. Behind her words was confirmation, years of deception, a pact between her and him, bound by lies and secrecy. The father I thought I had, the one who raised me, was a shadow. She had tied me to a man who was never mine. And now she tied herself to him again in ways I could no longer deny. Her eyes filled with tears. Mine stayed dry. I didn't scream. I didn't strike. I sent copies of the DNA report and the photos, her with him, the messages, to my mother, to my siblings, to his colleagues. Every secret they thought buried was suddenly unearthed, dropped in inboxes like bombs. I watched her when the calls started flooding in. Her hands shook. Her mouth opened, but no sound came. He called me, frantic. I didn't answer. She begged me to talk. I didn't reply. The silence was my weapon, and silence cuts deeper than any blade. When I left, I didn't pack in anger. I folded each shirt neatly. I zipped the bag. I placed my key on the counter. She asked, "Where will you go?" I didn't tell her, because the truth didn't belong to her anymore. I walked out the same way I had when I turned 18, when my parents told me I was adopted, unwanted, disposable. Only this time, I wasn't the one being discarded. This time, I was the one who left them behind. No pity, no forgiveness, just clarity. The final truth: they thought they buried me in lies, but I was the one who buried them in truth.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.